In today's video, I'm going to be talking about simplifying your chipping around the green. Going to be a couple of real easy tips to improve your chip shots. Make sure you check out this video. On my lead side and rotate my lead shoulder open. Okay, so lead shoulder moving open, hit the... Welcome back to the TruGolf Academy. You've joined me, Jon Watts, today at my short game area, and today, as I mentioned there in the intro, we're going to be discussing chipping, a chip and run. So I'm only really a couple of yards from the edge of the green, going to these close flags just here behind me, and I'm going to be breaking it down, real simplistic ideas to improve your quality of contact and your ball flight. If this video does help, make sure you hit the thumbs up, share it with as many golfers as you can, and check me out on my social media as well. The info just coming along at the bottom of the screen right now. So what I'm facing here is what I'd class as a bog standard chip and run. I want to fly the golf ball 1, 2, 3, 4 yards. I'm normally trying to fly the ball 1 to 2 yards onto the green, onto the consistent surface. It doesn't actually have to be a green. I've got no problem with landing it on the fringe, the apron grass, if it's good enough to do so. What I've got here is rough and then the green, almost like you've short-sided yourself. Now, for me, I'm trying to get the ball onto the green 1 to 2 yards and then change the club to adapt how much roll. And I'm not going to discuss club selection too much today. I have filmed a couple of videos on it, and I'm going to put a link just here on a video that's well worth checking out, talking about finding out your 50-50 club, which for me is a real key point when we're talking about simplifying short game around the green. What I'm going to discuss here is 3. 2 of them are setup points, 1 is to do with the swing. So 3 really simple points. 2 setup, 1 swing. So first point is going to be the shaft angle at setup. I get a lot of golfers standing too far away like they would do in a normal shot with the handle lower, and it gets that club moving more around their body. Now there will be arc for sure, absolutely, but we don't want that club face opening and closing as much as in a normal shot because we're only talking about flying the ball 4 or 5 yards. So I try and move the club more up to the angle of a putter. So most of your irons, obviously the lie angle will vary club to club, but let's say they're built somewhere around 63, 64 degrees with your wedges. You want to move that to the angle of a putter about 71 degrees. So you're trying to move the club up by nearly 10 degrees. That means I can stand in closer to the golf ball as well, and that's really allowing the club to use more natural forces. Okay, so we're trying, it's not getting to a pendulum, but we're getting closer to that than we would do if we're stood further away with a hell of a lot of rotation. So move the handle up more like the angle of a putter. Now that will, for those eagle-eyed viewers out there, mean the heel of the golf club sits slightly higher off the floor level. Do not worry about that. That just means there's less club to get caught up with the grass depending on the lie that you've got. So move the club more upright. Don't worry about the heel rising. That means I can stand in closer. What I want to do is preset almost my impact position. So for me, what I'm trying to do as a second point is really get the pressure started onto my lead foot. So I see too many golfers hitting it quite even. I really want that pressure to be on their lead foot that's closest to the target. So I really want you to feel 75, 80% of your pressure onto this lead foot. I'd prefer you to go the full hog and go 100% than ever going anywhere near 50-50. So I'm setting my pressure onto my lead foot, and I'm just going to set my handle a little bit forwards, okay? That is de-lofting the golf club, but in chipping, I'm really trying to guarantee I strike the ball first. I don't mind the club being straight up as long as we're not returning, obviously, with a real breakdown in angle there. So we could get the shaft vertical almost without any shaft lean. I like to feel like I'm de-lofting it a little bit just to really help me get my pressure onto my lead side, guarantee that I'm striking the ball first. Very different to how I'd play a pitch shot. So the shaft was more upright. I've stood in closer. I've set the pressure forwards and I've set my handle just a little forwards. And now what I focus on is just the body, the chest rotation. I do not want to feel like I'm pulling the handle. So I get a lot of golfers who are aware that they're trying to create almost this Y shape with their arms and club shaft, but they're trying to do it in the strike. So they're trying to feel like they pull the handle. And all that tends to happen is they really get inconsistent loft. Okay, so they don't know the trajectory, they don't know the distance, they don't know the roll out there. I want to preset that angle, whether you felt more comfortable with the club straight up without any shaft lean, or whether you want a little shaft lean like I would set in there. We're presetting that angle and we're just maintaining. And we're maintaining it with no real hand pull at all here. I'm just getting the sensation that I'm allowing my chest to open. I'm allowing my lead shoulder to rotate. So I love the exercise, like I love with putting really, of using a cane across my shoulder, across my chest, just under my elbows. And I'm just getting the sensation that I'm keeping connection and I'm allowing this lead side here to keep rotating. So it's turning open and rising that little bit. So I've preset my impact and I just concentrate on my chest rotation. Now as I rotate back, I'm not allowing my pressure to go back. I'm keeping it over my lead side. That was one of our key points. So 1 was shaft up, 2 was pressure left, 3 is just rotate the body, but keeping that pressure still on that lead side. Okay, so I'm trying to land the ball. I thought that'd be about perfect. It was a little quicker than I thought. I was trying to land the ball near this first flag here, which I did, and the ball rolled on just a couple of feet too far. So I'd actually have to either change club or land the ball a little bit closer. Now I haven't got any more loft than this. This is my 58 degree, so I'm just gonna have to land the ball just a little bit short. I obviously wouldn't get another chance at it, but I'm trying to land that ball just onto the green before the flag. Club up, moving closer. Set my pressure onto my lead side. I've got a little bit of shaft lean, but now I'm just focusing on keep the pressure on my lead side and rotate my lead shoulder open. Okay, so lead shoulder moving open, hit the flag. It is a quick green at the minute, this. I guess the weather we've had. It's just firmed it up a little bit, so I'd have to land it a touch short of where I am. Shaft up, pressure forwards. I've preset impact. Now I'm just focused on keep the pressure on my lead side and allow my lead shoulder to work open. So I landed that little bit shorter, and you can see it's gonna nearly hit my GoPro camera that's out there. But all 3 felt good in terms of contact. Just setting that pressure on my lead side, allowing my body to open. Keep it simple. Okay, so 3 points. 2 are at setup. 1 was move the shaft upright. That means I'm standing in that little bit closer. The second one was pressure onto that lead side. Personally, I like that little shaft lean that tends to happen when we get the pressure left, but it doesn't necessarily. You could start with that shaft more up and maintain the loft. The key is then body rotation on the way through. And when I'm turning my body open, I'm keeping that pressure on my lead side. I'm not allowing my pressure to go back. It's staying on my lead foot and my body is opening. And I think if you can stick to those couple of key points there, it's really going to transform your short game, simplify your chipping. Check out the video I put the link to here about really understanding what each club does. You know, I've got different flags on this green. If I was going to the top pin, I would land the ball in the same place, but I'd just choose a different club. For me, that's the simplest way of doing it, so it's well worth checking that out. As I mentioned at the start, if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel, hit the thumbs up to this video, and jump over and check all my other content out.